All right, we back. Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what the business is, man. Let's get right into it. Real quick video. Why isn't anybody talking about the age of Alexander Povetkin last night? He was 39 years old, and that did not dominate the headlines. Nowhere around in the UK, United States, do I hear people talking about, oh, Alexander Povetkin was old. He was so old yesterday when he had his little robe on. He had his head down. He looked like the Sith Lord Sidious when Samuel Jackson nuked him of his youth. Okay, and his face started crippling and getting old. All right, nobody that did not dominate the headlines. Not one time. I didn't hear it over the commentary. I didn't hear it in the chat. Nobody failed to mention Alexander Povetkin was old amongst the people in the general public. But when Deontay Wilder dominated Luis Ortiz while having the flu or some type of sickness, you know, he went life and death with a 39-year-old Luis Ortiz. Ortiz is actually 48 years old. All right, but you already see Luis Ortiz was way better in shape off the pads, okay, or the alleged pad use that he had, than Alexander Povetkin off his pads, okay? You know, Sasha couldn't hold Luis Ortiz's jockstrap, and people was trying to say and sell that Alexander Povetkin was a better fighter than Luis Ortiz. I tell you this, if that was Luis Ortiz in the ring with Anthony Joshua Saturday night, it will be a wrap. It's beyond me how people can say Alexander Povetkin would have even touched Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder, okay? You know, but my point is, why ain't nobody talking about how Grandpa Povetkin looked yesterday, okay? There's nobody saying nothing about his age. It didn't dominate the headline one time. And people say, well, it wasn't Joshua's best performance, but, you know, he made it through. Yeah, well, when Wilder have a tough fight, okay, with Ortiz or whoever it was coming off a hand and bicep injury versus Gerald Washington, that wasn't the headliner. Oh, Wilder had a tough fight, but, you know, but he prevailed. No, it's Wilder look like a bum again. He was letting this guy do this and that. He ain't this and that. Woo, woo, woo. But when it go for Anthony Joshua, all right, when it go for Anthony Joshua, and I mean, you know, oh man, you know, he had a tough fight. He made it through. You know, he having tough fights with people we shouldn't have tough fights with. There's no way Alexander Povetkin hand speed should be even comparable to him. There's no way Alexander Povetkin should even be more slick and have more bend at the waist than him. There's no way Alexander Povetkin should walk through the front door with sweeping left hooks and sweeping overhand rights like that, okay? There's no way Alexander Povetkin couldn't hold Wilder, couldn't hold Luis Ortiz's jockstrap. But he went life and death with Anthony Joshua, okay? He hurt Joshua a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And he was looking for one punch. You know, he was loading up on shots. That's the only reason Anthony Joshua was able to roll and block some of those shots on the glove, okay? That's the only reason why. So I don't want to hear about it no more, man. Give credit where credit is due, man. Or keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. When I say keep it moving, I mean keep the sentiment moving. Keep it a buck. Keep it 100. Say what you said about Wilder and Ortiz. Say that Anthony Joshua beat a grandpa. He beat a 40-year-old Klitschko. Can we get that somewhere in the news headlines on Sky or somewhere in Matchroom or somewhere over in the UK? He went life and death with a grandpa. People say, oh, he ain't never stopped. He never been stopped. You know, I mean, okay. When he was younger, he was all juiced up, all right? Or allegedly juiced up. Okay? You know, David Price almost knocked him out. Okay? Nobody talked about that. The two fights before that, guys that Robert Hellacious that had been knocked out before, he couldn't even knock him or drop him. Other opponent, he couldn't knock him or drop him. Ever since he got found out for juicing, been popped hot, you know, ain't shit been popping. All that power and all that shit he had is gone. But nobody talk about that shit, all right? Nobody gonna say nothing about his age, man. Like I said, I'm just done with people. It's TBC and more. Y'all know what the business is, man. One time for the one time we working. Shout out to the entire LDBC, man. And much blessing to all the brothers and sisters across the way. I definitely appreciate you. Appreciate everybody else out there, man. And we're gonna continue to keep this boxing content moving. One time for the one time we gone.